Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Have you ever wondered what it takes to change the world? To stand up against injustice, even when it costs you everything. Today, we're diving deep into the life of a man who did just that. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. His story isn't just about politics. It's a powerful lesson in courage, forgiveness, and the unbreakable human spirit. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, in a small village in South Africa's Eastern Cape. His birth name, Rolihlahla, prophetically means pulling the branch of a tree, or more colloquially, troublemaker. His father was a local chief, so from a young age, Mandela's life was steeped in tradition. He spent his childhood herding cattle and attending a local missionary school, simple beginnings for a man who would one day shake the foundations of his country. His path to activism truly began at the University of Fort Hare, where he got his first taste of student politics. This was the spark that would ignite a lifelong fire. In 1944, he joined the African National Congress, or ANC, an organization fighting for the rights of black South Africans. At the time, South Africa was governed by a brutal system of racial segregation known as apartheid. Black citizens were denied basic human rights, from where they could live to who they could marry. Initially, Mandela and the ANC advocated for non-violent resistance, inspired by leaders like Mahatma Gandhi. They organized boycotts, strikes, and civil disobedience campaigns, but as the government's response grew more violent, Mandela's stance began to shift. The turning point was the Sharperville massacre in 1960, where police opened fire on peaceful protesters, killing 69 people. It became clear to Mandela that peaceful protest alone was not enough. He co-founded the ANC's armed wing, Umkhonto we Sizwe, or Spear of the Nation. This decision marked him as a key enemy of the state. In 1962, he was arrested after a famous trial where he delivered a powerful speech from the dock, declaring he was prepared to die for the ideal of a democratic and free society. He was sentenced to life in prison for sabotage and conspiracy. Mandela would spend the next 27 years behind bars. Most of this time was on the infamous Robben Island, a harsh, windswept prison off the coast of Cape Town. Life there was brutal. He was forced into hard labor, breaking rocks in a limestone quarry, which permanently damaged his eyesight. He endured long stretches of solitary confinement and had severely limited contact with the outside world, including his family. Imagine the psychological toll of being cut off from your loved ones, from the very movement you helped build. But Mandela's spirit was not broken. He used his time in prison to study, earning a law degree through correspondence. He organized fellow prisoners, turning the prison into a university where they educated each other and debated political strategies. He kept himself physically fit with a strict exercise routine. Even in the darkest of places, he was preparing for the future, never losing hope that he and his country would one day be free. While Mandela was imprisoned, the anti-apartheid movement gained momentum both inside South Africa and around the world. The Free Nelson Mandela campaign became a global symbol of the fight against racial injustice. International pressure, including economic sanctions, mounted on the South African government. Finally, in 1990, a moment the world had been waiting for arrived. The new president, F.W. de Klerk, made the historic decision to unban the ANC and release Nelson Mandela. On February 11, 1990, Mandela walked out of prison, a free man after 27 long years. But his work was far from over. What followed was a delicate and tense period of negotiations. Mandela worked closely with President de Klerk to dismantle the entire system of apartheid. It was a monumental task, navigating the fears of the white minority and the long-suppressed anger of the black majority. Their efforts were recognized in 1993 when they were jointly awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. In 1994, South Africa held its first ever multiracial democratic elections. It was a day of incredible joy and hope. Millions of black South Africans who had been denied the right to vote their entire lives stood in long lines to cast their ballots. The result was a landslide victory for the ANC, and Nelson Mandela became the first black president of South Africa. His presidency was defined by one powerful word: reconciliation. After decades of oppression and violence, the country was deeply divided and on the brink of civil war. Mandela's greatest challenge was to build a new, unified rainbow nation. Instead of seeking revenge, he preached forgiveness. One of his most significant initiatives was the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This wasn't about punishing perpetrators, but about uncovering the truth of past atrocities. Victims shared their stories, and perpetrators could apply for amnesty if they made a full confession. It was a painful but necessary process for national healing. Mandela famously used the 1995 Rugby World Cup, a sport previously associated with the white Afrikaner regime, as a tool to unite the country, a story beautifully told in the film Invictus. Throughout his presidency, he focused on addressing the deep-seated issues of poverty and inequality that were the legacy of apartheid. And he championed human rights not just in South Africa but around the globe. After serving one term as president, Mandela stepped down in 1999, demonstrating his commitment to democracy, but he never truly retired. He became a global statesman, a revered elder who continued to advocate for peace, social justice, and the fight against HIV or AIDS, a disease that had personally affected his family. His autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, became a worldwide bestseller, inspiring millions with its story of resilience. Behind the public figure was a man who experienced profound personal joy and tragedy. Mandela was married 3 times. His first marriage to Evelyn Mays ended as his political commitments grew. His second marriage to Winnie Madikizela Mandela became legendary. She was a fierce activist in her own right, keeping his name alive during his imprisonment, but their relationship was strained by the long separation and political controversies. In his later years, he found happiness with Bra Machel, a respected humanitarian and the widow of Mozambique's former president. He was a father to 6 children, but his family life was marked by heartbreak. His eldest son, Thembu, died in a car crash while Mandela was in prison. Authorities refused to let him attend the funeral. Decades later, another son, Mvezo, died from an AIDS-related illness, a tragedy Mandela publicly shared to combat the stigma surrounding the disease. Nelson Mandela passed away on December 5, 2013, at the age of 95. The world mourned the loss of a true giant. His legacy is immeasurable. He is a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of perseverance, and a living example that forgiveness is a greater force than vengeance. His life teaches us that no injustice is too great to overcome, and that one person armed with courage and conviction can indeed change the world. He showed us that the long walk to freedom is not just about political liberation, but also about freeing ourselves from hatred and bitterness. Thank you so much for watching. If you were inspired by Mandela's story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content about the people who shaped our world. Let us know in the comments what part of his life story resonates with you the most. See you next time.